Very squishy, but she lands on Ryolit. She landed on Ryolit. Specialty change Wanda as the first pick. The Sid speed imprint. How many silences? Oh, Ryolit gets hit. Oh, the greater attack. Oh. This is the worst part about versing Arbiter. It's just always a coin flip. The stupid greater attack, and Crow is dead. And here we go, guys. Bizarre from Ludolf. Not gonna be able to stun the DN anyway. Ooh. Alright guys, today we have a very special episode. It's the Inaugural Squirrel Cup. We've been talking about it for ages and it's finally happening, and we're going to crown the ultimate Squirrel champion. The format of the tournament is simple. The first round will be single elimination, do or die, and then the semifinals and the finals are best of 3. So without further ado, let's introduce the 8 squirrels who will be competing for the grand prize of a leaf pack, PayPal directly to them. Number 1, we have Serm, who is a renowned Norwegian ice fisherman. Number 2, we have Verocin, who currently works in the coal mines in Zimbabwe. Number 3, we have Ludolf, who's a software developer specializing in feminine hygiene. Number 4, we have Sonic, who's a Harvard graduate who's currently intentionally homeless. Number 5, we have Hello There, who's a devout Trump supporter. Number 6, we have Link, who's just an accountant. Number 7, we have Cashberry, who's a famous ornithologist. And then number 8, Golden, he's just a regular person. So if some of these sound implausible, I dare you to prove me wrong. It's definitely accurate, and it's the most accurate information I have about these people. So without further ado, let's get right into the matches. Alright, so let's get these matches started. Up first we have Serm versus Verocin. Again, this is a challenger-only bracket. No other rules, so they can do whatever they want, and hopefully we'll see some interesting compositions and some unique heroes. Let's see how they choose to draft this out. Good luck, have fun to both of them, and remember, the first matches are single elimination, so it's all on the line here. The semis and the final will be best of 3 so that the best squirrel wins, but this one, we're just going to breeze right through them. First up, we have an Arbiter pick, so this guy's not fooling around. Oh! Yo, these challengers have a pretty stacked kit, so he responds immediately with the Blood Moon Haste, which is probably about the hardest counter to Arbiter Vildred there is, and ML Ken comes out. These guys are drafting like pros. We got the F. Clurry pick as well, a Bizarre pick, and it looks like Champ Z is coming out as well. This is actually a pretty nice drafting from each of them. I'm impressed. And the pre-ban was S10A and Ruel. The S10A ban makes sense because he wanted to pick ML Ken. Now let's see what he wants here after the Champ Z. And with both BMH and ML Ken on the board, Arbiter has to be really scared. The one thing though is, if he's on Alexa's, he can one-shot an ML Ken possibly, because there's no damage mitigation on Serm God's side yet. 0 Knights. On the right, he has an F. Clurry, but very often F. Clurrys are not on Aureus or Adamant anyway. A lot of them run Justice for All. So we'll see how he runs and built his F. Clurry. SSB comes out. I wonder if that's telegraphing a Caesarado ban, or if he just doesn't care about the Caesarado. That definitely telegraphs a Caesarado ban, because you do not want to bring a Dizzy against a Champ Z. So a lot of debuffs on the right-hand side. F. Clurry, Bizarre, and Dizzy. Definitely a very irritating team to start with right off the bat. And looks like Serm God's running out of time here. He doesn't know what the best route here. He goes with Rowana because there's an SSB, so we'll see if he bans Rowana or Champ Z. They're both going to be pretty toxic for his team here. He actually just banned out Arbiter, which is interesting because now his Blood Moon Haste doesn't really do all that much. But with Bassar on the board, F-Clury, it's quite possible he realized that the barrier and immunity wouldn't be very useful anyway. Verocin is understandably having a tough time picking what to ban. And he goes with BMH. Oh, that hurts because the BMH against this lineup likely would have been the least useful. But alright, now we get our match started. They're selecting their formations here, and this is the very first fight of the first inaugural Squirrel Cup tournament, and I'm going berserk over here, my tail's wagging all over the place, and of course F-Clury gets the first turn. Let's see who she decides to pigeon. Verocin's very methodical. Alright, he goes for ML Ken. Now the Dizzy goes, does he launch the S3 right away? He does. He does not give a damn about Champ Z. Let's see if this Champ Z hits hard or if he's one of the tankier ones. Counters go out, and a counter from Epoch Ravi. Now Bassar's up. He's really disrespecting this Champ Z here. Does not care about the counters. The Unbuffable gets sent back, now SSB counters. The Rowana gets pushed up, and that's not going to be that useful. Does he S3 just to put it on Champ Z? Because it's unlikely that the rest of his team will be able to get it anyway. He does elect to do it on a Champ Z. He's probably hoping Champ Z can 1v3 this, which may be possible. Let's see, Champ Z only has 9.7k life. That is a squish champion Zerato. Let's see if he hits really hard though. I don't even think he hit all that hard. No. I mean, he hit hard on the Dizzy, but she's defense broken, I believe. The ML Ken dies without doing anything. Does he bother going for the S3 into Dizzy or Bassar? He has blind and weaken attack. If he hits, he should still kill, though, with defense break. He hits! He hits! Oh, the ML Ken is back! This is looking bad for Verocin. Ooh, and the full crit. Dizzy is now down. And oof! I don't think Verocin can come back from this. Oh! F-Clury gets melted. She died all the way up in the air here. That counter hit her so hard that she died in outer space. Alright. And now it's just a wrap up here. I don't think there's any way this SSP can... She's about to get defense broken. Does she have any secret tricks up her sleeve? The champion Zerato pick was the MVP. But honestly, I think the Blood Moon Haste ban was the nail in the coffin. A lot of these matches are decided in the ban phase, and that was just unfortunate that he banned out Blood Moon Haste. So round 1, Serm God is the winner, so he'll advance to the semi-finals. Alright, let's move on to the next match. Alright, match 2, we have Ludolf versus Sonic. Let's see how the draft goes this time. So it looks like Ludolf is in Masters and RTA, Sonic is in Silver. Remember, it was Challenger only, but it was by normal arena rating because I know a lot of people have not done any RTA yet. I didn't want to exclude them. I just wanted Challengers to make sure everyone was equally balanced in terms of gear. At least as much as possible, who knows. Maybe one of them's a Mega Whale and the other one isn't, but we're about to find out. Pre-bans, Crow and Riolet. And ooh, Ludolf goes for Alencia first pick. Alencia is like triple S tier in RTA. Not usually my favorite first pick. And the interesting here to note here is he goes Ruel. Ruel and DN are the most favored Soul Weavers in RTA, but picking DN into an Alencia, never a wise move. So if you see someone draft Alencia first pick, it's in your best interest not to take DN, because if they also take Bassar or something, you are hosed. So I think DN was a wise choice here. A level 51 Soul will not be, but wow, A Tywin comes out. A Tywin is also very highly valued in RTA, just a generally toxic, irritating hero to deal with. Let's see how Ludolf responds to this one. Is it going to be another crazy Champ Z play? Let's find out. Ludolf's really postulating about this one. You can't blame him. When you go up against Jaime Lannister, you gotta really think about your options, because honestly, a lot of people like to pre-ban or ban A Tywin, but the thing is, what do you go afterwards then? Rowana is a very bizarre pick to me at this phase. I don't know how I feel about the early Rowana pick. Is he just trying to lock in SSB and he wants to discourage Sonic from taking it? Does Sonic have a god tier SSB? But it seems weird to take her early. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm just a squirrel after all. What do I know about video games? Splash and a Maid Chloe here. I hope he doesn't take that. We get the Crayon, the ultimate asshole. No one likes him, but you know, he's strong, so it is what it is. We get the RGB Arbiter against the ML5 Arbiter. And he's thinking about his second hero. Running out of time here. Dizzy. Interesting. Hopefully not a counter Dizzy. Counter Dizzy into Rowana is a lot like SSB in some ways, depending on RNG. Or even dual, like if you ever had a Rowana or dealt with like dual attacks from Dizzy, it just heals up their entire team. It's like a nightmare to deal with. Granted, dual attacks are only like 5%, but it's gonna happen at the worst time. That's the rule in Epic 7. The one time you don't want it to happen, it's gonna happen. Oh, here we go. Last Rider Crow, just released. Let's see if Ludolf can make use of this. Ludolf, are you a whale? How do you have this guy 6-starred already? And Max Awakened? Oh, here we go. I think he was trying to cover the SSB pick like I predicted, because there's really no other reason to take Rowana first. So I guess his thinking was if he takes SSB first, he does not want to be forced into banning Rowana, so he just takes Rowana. The problem with that, though, is Rowana can kind of just be dead weight if he just drafts stuff that doesn't counter. So far he hasn't drafted anything that's really nullified by Rowana, so I would say let the Rowana through and ban either the Arbiter or the Alencia, something along those lines. The Ruel is banned. He does not want a sustain game. He wants this to be over quickly. The real question here is who goes first? Is that a fast, ambitious Tywin or Kayron? Or does this Mursa go first? It's anybody's guess here. Alright, the match should begin shortly. I've soiled myself in excitement. Forced to stare at Arbiter grinning at me, that's kind of uncomfortable. So hopefully the screen goes away, thank God. Here we go. Let's get this match on the road. So, Dizzy does get the first turn, so possibly not a counter Dizzy or just a faster counter Dizzy. Counter Dizzies can still break 200 speed pretty easily. I obviously have no idea what speed these people are. Ooh, Abyssal, no Yellow's Violin here. And the thing is, that was a really bad stun because he could have put immunity on his whole team, but now the immunities are going to fall off everybody, and Dizzy's going to be able to get her S3 off before ML Crow can put the immunity up on the team. So that was actually a really, really bad Abyssal stun for Ludolf. If Ludolf got the next turn, he could have completely nullified a Tywin and Dizzy, especially because Dizzy is not on Violin. So wow, that was some luck-sackery right there. Remember, the thing that you can't have happen is always going to happen. Another stroke of bad luck, Kayron did not get unbuffable. Got unhealable, but not unbuffable, so he cannot block the immortality. He is going to get that. The question is, who does he go on? Because Kayron no attack buff is not going to kill anything here. Portrait. Not even close. Alencia is too tanky, especially because she got her defense buff up, and Sonic's team is just evaporating. Even with the great RNG on getting the stun on ML Crow, this team is just not doing enough damage, and he does realize that it's over, so Ludolf advances to the next round. ML Crow did not do anything, but apparently he's undefeated so far, so let's move on to the next round. Alright, round 3. We had about 10 minutes of technical difficulties here, but finally we have Link against... His Discord name is Hello There, I can't read what that is, and hopefully it works this time, yes. Before it would not let me start the match, but recreating the room fixed it apparently. So let's see what we got here. Both of them don't want to deal with Ruel, so we got some Ruel haters here. She is definitely a top tier waifu in RTA, and apparently neither of them want to have anything to do with that. And wow! Specialty change Wanda as the first pick. I'm curious to see... I think I'm rooting for Hello There here just because that's a bestial first pick. I don't even think I've seen that in RTA yet. Ooh. This is an ML Fest. We've got Benevolent Roman and F. Clury. These are some interesting and toxic drafts, and a lot of this is just going to come down to who goes first. Hello There takes a Sid for a speed imprint and a Yuna, and these are lightning drafts. I can't even talk fast enough to keep up with them. Cerise. So this match is just going to come down to who goes first. A Tywin is banned out. Hello There must be confident in his speed against the Athletica and the Cerise. He does have a speed imprint in Sid. How fast? I don't even know specialty change Wanda's base speed. Roman is pretty fast. I believe he's... I want to say he's 112, I could be wrong. He's pretty similar to Alots, I believe. Specialty change Wanda gets banned? No! That was the only hero I wanted to see. Alright, so it all comes down to the first few seconds here, guys. Who goes first? Oh! The Roman is fast. The Sid speed imprint. How many silences? Oh! Rylot gets hit! This is why Rylot's unreliable. He got hit. He's silenced now, and he lost evasion. Ooh. Ooh. The Athletica gets provoked. This is not a good opener. Who's Sid gonna blow up? I assume the Rylot. Gotta kill that Rylot. Oh no, he's gonna go for Cerise. That's also a good pick. He could go for Rylot right after. Actually, that was a better pick. Although I would have hit the Rylot next because now he's going to get his evasion buff back, but maybe he doesn't care because at this point it's a 4v1 and the CDOM is stunned. And the Rylot is not on lifesteal, so it's unlikely that he could solo them, but a lifesteal Rylot might have been able to. And a quick win for Hello There. So there we go, that wraps up match 3. Congratulations to Hello There, and let's move on to the final match of the first round. Alright boys, here it is. The last match before the semis. We have Cashberry against Golden. I'm still upset I didn't get to see Wanda, but hopefully these two have something cool up their sleeves to entertain us. I think all the matches before have been pretty entertaining, although some of them were fast. That last one was literally just a speed race, and Hello There got on top for that one. So what kind of nuts do these squirrels have hidden? What's the first pick here? FCC ban. So is this guy going to cleave? If you ban FCC, you know, Athletica users love to ban FCC. But it's a C-side. Interesting. Not sure about the FCC ban if your first pick is going to be C-side. I'm assuming Cashberry is going to go some kind of single target bruiser team if he's scared of S10A. He's flashing the Arbiter. What is that? Is that a naked Arbiter or was that a visual bug? Looked like a fully unawakened Arbiter, which is odd. So Alencia DN, very strong against SSB. The problem with taking it early that I know firsthand from loving Alencia DN is that they're going to pick a Basar into you, and it's almost a must ban. You can take Lilius, but you're still playing mind games then, because if Basar unbuffables you, DN becomes essentially worthless. So maybe Cashberry read my mind and he chooses to take Basar to make sure that Golden can't take it. And also Basar is going to be very strong against this team because it'll block the defense buff and the attack buff. SSB gets horrifying if she's attack buff. Same with Mr. Charles. Instant one-shot with one unlucky Elbrus. Everyone knows Charles is an absolute nightmare to deal with. Not so popular anymore at the highest end because top players get pissed off when he just sits there and does nothing and doesn't counter. But still, he's always a toxic RNG hero, and I've cracked many pairs of shorts dealing with him. Cashberry opts to go with Kayron. I don't know if I agree with that pick unless he plans to ban out SSB. He has no way to cleanse here yet, so... And Lilius is stolen. So, depending on the speed of that, if it's a super slow Kayron, maybe you could get away with it, but otherwise, if Seaside gets that unbuffable on Kayron, it is game over. And he picked a Kayron into 3, or at the time 2R, but now 3 water units. The only thing it's really good against is Elbrus, and, or Charles rather. And I've had Charles strip my Kayron many times, so let's see these bans. Who's the scariest here? I think left side, I would ban Dizzy probably. He banned Seaside. And the left, who's he gonna ban here? Basar? Not sure why I picked Lilius if he was gonna... So I'm confused by both of these bans, but what do I know again? Let's see who comes out on top. Alright, who gets the first turn here? Speed Dizzy. Or a really fast counter Dizzy. Or all these guys are at 150 speed. Again, I have no idea. Is it a Violin Dizzy? No, it is not, but Arbiter eats a stun to the face! Ooh. Yeah, provoking a DN with Lilius is ill-advised unless you have a lot of effectiveness, because most people are not going to run DN anymore with any less than like 130 effect resist. So unless that Lilius has 100 effectiveness, kind of a very risky play. But I guess, to be fair to him, with the immunities on the board, he couldn't really provoke anything else because the Arbiter was stunned anyway, so... Gotta roll the dice sometimes. Excuse me. Defense buff goes up, but Alencia is going to strip it, but this means that the attack buff from Charles is going to be online. Oh, here comes the Elbrus. Does it strip? Yes, it does. Now comes the attack buff for the whole team. This is a weirdly slow DN. Lot of life though, 19.4k HP, so let's see. Gets cut even with the 50% CR push. Ooh, Kayron gets stunned. He should really finish this Kayron and block the immortality, take advantage of that stun. Goes for Arbiter. Stuns Kayron again. I'm not really sure why he's going for Arbiter first, because he has weaken, attack, and blind, and if you kill him, it's going to make those fall off. I would want to deal with the Kayron right away. He has no debuffs on him. Defense break into Crow. Now, is he going to keep going on this Arbiter? Because he's going to eat an S3 to the face. He finally switches to Kayron. But now, unless he stuns again, he's just going to get his turn back. Dien does get stunned, so no barrier. Goes for the pushback. This is probably going to kill Arbiter. Can Crow survive this? Oh, the greater attack! Ooh! This is the worst part about versing Arbiter. It's just always a coin flip, the stupid greater attack, and Crow is deado here. Oh my god! Ooh. So I really think he should have killed that Kayron first, but honestly, he didn't have enough damage mitigation once the defense buff was down. So there was, if he procced that greater attack, he was deado. And I'm not sure the pre-bans made a lot of sense to me, but maybe they were correct. So alright, Cashberry Marie takes the W, and we have our 4 semi-finalists. Let's get started with the semi-finals now. Alright, so for the first round of the semis, we have Serm against Ludolf. It is now best of 3 because these guys have proven themselves to be champions. And we want to minimize the risk of them losing to just pure RNG, so best of 3 this time around. And we're going to see who the true squirrel is out of these two, because the better squirrel always wins. Fun squirrel fact, squirrels will actually hide fake holes to trick other squirrels who are trying to steal their nuts. So I know that'll be very relevant to you in your daily lives, so I wanted to share that with you. And we have an ML Crow first ban and a ML Ken ban. My memory is terrible because I'm a squirrel, but I'm assuming they use those heroes in their first matches and that's why they pre-banned them. Because those are not really sensible first bans to me, to be honest. But I'm assuming that in the previous rounds, someone did use ML Crow in one of the previous rounds. I don't remember it being Ludolf, but it's got to be the reason why, because those are the first times I've seen either of those two heroes pre-banned in the last like several hundred matches I've done. So we have FCC and Ruel on Ludolf's side, Arbiter, so it's just an ML5 party so far. These challengers are secret whales. I'm going to have to investigate their accounts afterwards. You know, one thing I never noticed until commentating is how scary some of these faces are when they're just staring at you. Because when I'm actually playing, I'm thinking about the draft and what hero to pick, and I don't notice it. When I'm just waiting and staring, it's really creepy. It's really creepy, especially depending on the hero. Sinful Angelica isn't so bad, but Ruel's stare was kind of soul-sucking. So he does take Sinful Angelica, level 50 Sinful Angelica, so he has to be going some kind of pure damage build, because you're not going to go sustain with Sinful Angie. So Ludolf has gone a more typical bruiser draft so far. Even Serm is pretty bruisery, except for the fact that a Sinful Angie's there, so that kind of changes the whole pace of the game right away. And this puts Ludolf in a weird spot, because at this point he probably has no idea what Serm trying to do. Is it going to be some kind of bruiser cleave team? What comes next, like a blue rose or something? Because people do that. People will run bruisers at like 200 speed and pair it with like a rose. And it's not a classical cleave team, but you just get hit so hard in the opener, you can't recover. So here's the problem with picking SSB early, the classic Rowana problem. You gotta ban Rowana. I mean, some people say that you let the Rowana through depending if there's something more dangerous to ban, but I gotta say, if you have a Rowana on the other side and you have an SSB, your chances of winning are immediately reduced to below like 30%. Like, it is so hard to deal with Rowana if you have SSB. Even if you land the unhealable, the CR pushes are still pretty deadly. And we got a Riolet on the board. Alright, so Ludolf's draft is pretty standard and classic. Let's see how Serm reacts to this now. LQ Charlotte. I happen to have a guildie that loves Sinful Angie and LQ together, so maybe these guys are pals. His go-to Guild Wars comp is Ruel, Sinful, and LQ, which I thought was bizarre, but he's been winning against some tough people, so I guess it works. So who's the last pick? If this F. Clurry is well built, it is a real threat to Ludolf. Spectre Tenebria. I wonder if he'll just go for the ban on FCC, because again, this is where the match is decided. It all depends on who each of them bans. You don't know until you see the other guy's ban. Like, if he bans FCC here, and Ludolf lets Sinful through, this is going to be real bad for Ludolf, I think. And they're both going down to the wire, they both don't know. Spectre Tenebria is banned, and Falconer Clurry is banned. So, Sinful does get through, so Ruel and Rowana are going to be nullified in terms of revives for the first two turns. So the question is, does Serm God have enough damage? And Rylets are usually fast. I can't believe that this SSB and LQ are built fast, and if they're going to be built fast, they're going to be really squishy. So Rylet may just dunk someone right off the bat, especially considering that they don't have any damage mitigation other than LQ's built-in adamant. So Sinful does get the first turn. I don't know their speed tuning, but both Seaside and LQ are going after the FCC, so that's going to block a lot of damage. Rylet did dodge. Elbrus FCC, so that'll be a little less damage mitigation, but even with the attack buff, that barely did anything at all. I wonder what this Arbiter's offensive stats are. I mean, granted it was through FCC shield, but she's on Elbrus, so there's no Adamant or Aureus on this team, and it didn't even break the barrier, really. So LQ is cutting because Sinful Angie's speed buff. I wonder if Seaside ends up cutting the FCC too. The revive buff is useless for these first two turns. Who does LQ go on? If she's on Uberi, she could go on Rylet. No, she's on Portrait. An Uberius one would go on Rylet because the tick is based on attack much like Reingar's, and you can one-shot Rylet sometimes through misses. This SSB only has 11k life. Very squishy, but she lands on Rylet! She landed on Rylet! Can Rylet one-shot the SSB? He almost needs to here. And there is an Adamant on Serm God's side, and he has the damage share with Sinful. He goes for Arbiter. Is that the best play? Because now Arbiter's going to come back in S3, and then Sinful is going to S1 right into Rylet, and they cannot revive. Defense break on Ruel! I think Serm God has just locked this in. Unless this is a pancake Arbiter. Ruel is deado, no revive, and it is game over. The Sinful LQ combo has taken the first match of the semifinals. Round 1 goes to Serm God. So I told you guys, this LQ Sinful combo, other people are using it, and looks like it worked out for Serm God this time. So, looks like we're 1-up Serm God. Looks like he's thinking about something. Ludolf does his little angry face here. And let's see what happens here. Alright, let's continue. Round 2 of Serm God versus Ludolf, the first set of semis. Serm God took round 1 with the devastating Sinful LQ combination. Let's see how Ludolf reacts to it this time. Let's see some big brain plays here. Really thinking out their pre-bans. Maybe I'm an idiot with I just pre-ban Athletica or Rylet or something like that every single time in 1 second. Because typically I have a bad memory. I'm known for that with my friends. I can't remember crap. So I'm never going to remember people. Oh, look at that. He fears the sinful Angie. Now, he saw what happened last game. He's like, nope, that hero is not getting through this time. So the level 50 sinful Angie is done. Serm God still opts to pre-ban the ML Crow. Does not like husbandos. And husbandos? I don't even know how you say that word. Ludolf takes the Arbiter this time. Let's see what kind of tricks Serm God has in store now. BMH. He's rocking it. But does he want it? Yes, he does. And this little butler-looking guy comes out with his flashy tuxedo. ML Ken. So 2 counters to Arbiter again. ML Ken's kind of a soft counter to Arbiter. I wouldn't say he's a hard counter. Kind of depends on the good old basket. ML Ken is sometimes a death sentence against Arbiter because what'll happen is Arbiter will proc Alexa's, kill himself on ML Ken, proc greater attack again, and it's a 2-for-1 game over. So sometimes ML Ken countering is a blessing, sometimes it's a curse. So here we go, another very classic draft from Ludolf. 3 ML5, actually nothing but ML5s on the board. 5 ML5s making a showing here. And Mr. Crow, which is basically an ML5 anyway, considering how prevalent he is in top tier RTA. So we're just going to say 6 ML5s on the board. Can someone pick specialty change Wanda? I have not seen anyone use her. That's what I want. You know what, next tournament, I'm just going to make a giant list of heroes that you're not allowed to pick, and pretty much everything on the screen so far is going to be on that list. Maybe not Apoc Ravi. We'll let her through, but you know what, maybe no, I guess I'm going to make it simple, no ML5s, right? Because I want to see what truly underrated heroes people have built. So out of 7 picks, 6 ML5s so far. This is looking to be a longer match for sure. Some of those earlier matches where they both went cleave and it just came down to who goes first, but this one is gonna kind of have to be grounded out. So I'm going to predict right off the bat that Serm God is going to ban Spectre Tenebria. As of now, he has nothing to be able to deal with Spectre Tenebria, and even if he picks something to deal with her now, 1 DPS is not going to be enough, especially with FCC on the board. Ludolf, you whale! 5 ML5s in his draft? Ludolf, you scamming me here? You sure you Challenger, bro? Sure you're Challenger? Alright, let's see how Serm God reacts. SSB, is he really planning on letting Spectre through? He bans Arbor. He does let Spectre through. But the thing is, now Ruel and Spectre are through, and he really only has Seaside after ML Ken's S3 to deal with Spectre, and I think Spectre is just going to slowly rip Serm God's team apart. Because Ryle, unless he gets really unlucky with the Ryle Dodger, which is always a possibility, but he's not going to be able to burn through the FCC and the Ruel fast. So this S10A, after she tanks up SSB's S3 and ML Ken's S3, she's going to be sitting pretty dunking through Serm God's team. So I think, I don't know. I would have banned Spectre Tenebria, but let's see what happens here. So he's deciding who to open on. Is this SSB on immunity? No, it's not. So it might just get stunned out here. And it's squishy. A super squishy SSB. And I'm also not sure why Apoc Ravi's in the front and not Crow. I would want Crow in the front so he can horse earlier. But yeah, this SSB is pretty much done. And I just noticed that the ML Ken does not have immunity either. And I'm assuming Ryolit will go... Oh, he did finish off the SSB. I was going to say the Spectre can just finish him off. I would have S3'd into something else before the defense buff got up, because the Spectre was going to come up. You would not eat any counters, because Ludolf's team doesn't have any counters, unless it's a counter Ryolit, and then you could just hit her with the S1 from Spectre, and then you would never eat a counter and get some big damage out with Ryolit. So alright, Spectre's up now. Who does he work on? ML Ken, probably? The defense buff is still up, though, so I'm not sure if he'll want to waste his burn yet.
Where are you?
Does save the burn, does go on ML Ken. Did I see Proof of Valor on that Crow? Is my mind playing tricks on me, or was that a Proof of Valor Crow? Is that a Wyvern Crow or something? Okay, it's the APOC Ravi. Is FCC gonna S3 now? No. It is a Proof of Valor Crow. Serm God, what's going on here? So, he S3s into ML Ken. ML Ken is extremely done. And again, looks like Serm God's playing this out, but he has no chance. I'm gonna call it right here. He lets Spectre through. He cannot do anything to Spectre with this team. And his team has no damage. He can't kill anything on this team. So he's thinking, this is not going to kill an FCC. No way. FCC's fine. The defense buff is down. And now Spectre starts burning. She has more attack because 2 people died. Still not a very hard-hitting Spectre as far as I can tell. Well, nonetheless, not a whole lot that Serm God can do here. Especially since he's already blown the S3, and his Crow apparently doesn't have much effect resist, so he might even just be denied the horse permanently. Also, let's keep in mind that FCC has not even S3'd yet, so if he times it right, he can put it up right when Crow's ready to horse. And yeah, this APOC Ravi's deado. So now Ryolit does the S3 straight into Crow. The Proof of Valor keeps him alive, but at what cost? At what cost? Crow now loses his defense buff, and
What should I do?
yep, no chance. Round 2 goes to Ludolf. APOC Ravi's gonna get a nice rod to the mouth, or 1,000 rods to the mouth. Ludolf goes for the flashy finish, and ties it up 1-1. So the first semi does go to a round 3. Let's see what happens now. Alright, looks like everyone's readied up, so let's start the last match of the first semifinal. Tied up 1-1. A nail biter. Who did he go? I'm going to predict Ludolf pre-ban Sinful again, but what does Serm God not want to see anymore? And again, they're thinking about it, or at least one of them's thinking about it. FCC is banned this time. And again, as I predicted, Sinful Angie is what Ludolf does not want to deal with. Ludolf loves his revivers. Arbiter Vildred first pick again. Serm God takes the Ruel this time. Both these guys are stacked with ML5s. Jesus. I went through the first year of my game barely having any ML5s. And then the Mystic rotations have been really nice lately, but again, looks like this is going to be an ML5 party. At this point, you guys should start thinking, based on what you've seen so far, who your favorite for this tournament is. We've seen some really different playstyles, so it's hard to tell. I'd say Ludolf has the most classic drafts, in my opinion. Like, very, what's the right word? Conservative drafting. Like, very common in the higher tiers. So we'll see what happens, but a lot of time, because this Ludolf drafts a lot like how I draft, but it bites you in the ass sometimes because these kind of drafts struggle against people running extremely debuff heavy control comps. Those are the people who really just destroy me. So everything has pros and cons, right? And again, Ludolf has the early Rowana pick, which I always find unusual. But I'm predicting that Ludolf is going to grab an SSB possibly here. Unless he really intends to just suicide into ML Ken for CR pushes, but that heal from a solo counter is not going to be enough to mitigate the damage from ML Ken. Splashing an Adventure Raz. Adventure Raz is very, very, very good in RTA. Kayron. Now, Serm God has pre-banned ML Crow the previous two matches, and as soon as he doesn't, ML Crow is picked. Does he hate ML Crow so much that he's gonna let it through? I mean, that he's gonna ban it now? I don't know. Now, I'm very confused by this Rowana pick, because if he intends to do that, he might have to ban Blood Moon Haste. Because you really don't want to be reviving anyone against Blood Moon Haste. That barrier is virtually impossible to get through. I mean, if Arbiter gets greater attack, something like Kayron it'll probably get through, but it's not going to get through the barrier on any of these three other people, unless they're naked. No SSB. I gotta say, I don't understand the Rowana pick. Am I missing something here, guys? What does Rowana counter here? What is it? She's just gonna stand there and put up Revive, which you don't want because of Blood Moon Haste. I don't know. I don't know. I'm confused. I'm like theory crafting this in my head. Maybe because he took Ruel, he needed some kind of sustain, and that's the best thing he has built. Maybe that's the reason? So ML Crow is banned. Serm God doesn't want any of that. But the thing is, this team didn't look like it has that much sustain. The way I feel like ML Crow is played is to stall until high battle frenzy and then one-shot, which I don't think there was any risk of here. Arbiter, Lilius, they're not really high sustain heroes. Ruel gets banned, but the Blood Moon Haste is through against an Arbiter and a Rowana. So Arbiter is going to be pretty squishy. Their only damage mitigation is Lilius. I think if this Blood Moon Haste is well built, he can just abuse the Blood Moon Haste. A Kayron that's not on immunity, you don't see... And an ML Ken that's not on immunity. I mean, he played this ML Ken before, but... opens on Riolet. And he misses. I think I would have opened on Arbiter, because I don't think he would have killed the Arbiter. And then he opens up that very easy guaranteed kill with Blood Moon Haste. And reset the S3 on him. I don't know. And even if he did end up killing the Arbiter in the opener, he would have gotten the thick barrier anyway, which would still be a bonus, so I think I would have went for Arbiter first. Because whether you kill him or not, it's still a win-win situation for you. Oh, the basket. the basket. And this ML Ken does not have immunity. So he's gonna get blinded, but he hits! Ooh, and the thick barrier does come out. But, this Ryla could still kill this LQ right now, because she got provoked.
You're pitiful.
He opts to... Why did the S3?
It's here.
She was gonna die to the S1.
Fight those weaklings? Oh, come on.
I think I would have saved the S3 for the ML Ken. Or literally anyone else. I don't know. I think he should S3 the Ryolit here, to be honest, and let Kayron finish the Arbiter. No? Did ML Haste S3 yet? Like, why wouldn't he want that to be reset?
Can you hear the approaching roar?
He could have gotten some heals out on ML Ken.
I'll smash you.
Ooh! So Arbiter gets hit again with the blind. The Rowana is defense broken, but it's a Rowana. Can Kayron one-shot Rowana? Is he? I don't think he could one-shot the Lilius for sure. And trying to do it into a Ryolit is super risky, so he is going to do it into the Rowana. He is at very low life, which makes his S3 stronger. Not enough. Not enough. Another Rowana can probably kill the Kayron. Missed. But Ryolit definitely will. Okay. What does he do here? MLH still has his S3 as far as I know. Kayron explodes.
Come at me. Only if you think you can defeat
Now ML Ken can finally shake off this blind. Oh, the unfortunate dual attack. Can Rowana and Lilius finish this Blood Moon Haste? Ooh, it brings the Rowana and not the Ryolit. If it brought Ryolit, it might have killed. The counters are working against him here. Now, who does he try to kill here? Ooh, the Raz laugh comes out. Those unfortunate counters. Pokes this Rowana, does barely anything. This is the problem with ML Ken. He's just gonna ignore him. ML Ken, if it does any damage, is gonna be built really slow. And oh my god, the counter into Ryolit makes him eat an S3 counter. Now the one thing that can happen here is if this ML Ken gets really lucky, he could, if he counters the Ryolit, doesn't get blinded, and hits him, he can still win. Do I believe that's going to happen? No, I don't. But it's possible. Because if this blind lands, ML Ken has 0% chance to hit. Yep, 0% chance to hit. And now he's just going to die to Lilius here. Nope, brought Rowana. Ooh, and the crit. Does it hit, though? Nope. Miss again. One more try. Crit. No crit. Alright, Lilius, who are you going to bring this time? ML Ken is not healing enough here. She opts to S3. And it kills him. So Ludolf is the winner of the first set of semi-finals. So those are some fun matches. Let's move on to the next round. Alright, welcome to the last semi-final match. Cashberry versus Hello There. I'm starting to lose my voice already. We've had some technical difficulties, but let's get started. I think Hello There was the Wanda picker, right? Was he? We're going to see the Wanda. Oh yeah, he's repping it right here. Let's see that Wanda come out. Cashberry, if you ban him, I'm going to burn all the trees in your house. Better not even pre-ban him. If I see a specialty change Wanda pre-ban... Thank God. Oh, but these tournaments, the information, he saw that benevolent Roman last match. I don't even remember who used what, but these guys, remember, they were taking notes apparently. This guy was like, that benevolent Roman, ain't no way I'm putting up with that shit. Oh! I'm surprised it took this long for us to see this. Serm finally comes out. Serm is a damn cockroach. She's everywhere in Guild Wars defense, arena defense. I hate this hero. I don't even struggle with her. I just don't even want to see her anymore because I'm always getting bitten by her stupid little running girl animation. It pisses me off. But the specialty change Wanda, guys. She's back. Do we finally get to see it? And Destina. Destina is slept on. I freaking hate Destina. I'm fairly certain she has the same base stats as Ruel, but I'm convinced she's secretly much tankier. Because I don't really have that much of a hard time killing Ruel, but Destina, for some reason, they're always impossible.
Now isn't the time to hesitate.
Crow comes out. Sorry for the delay there, I got a little texty. Uh-oh. Hello there. This is why we're having all these technical problems. This, Asia is killing us. He's having some connection issues. Although, to be fair, I'm in the United States and I'm global and I still have terrible connection issues all the time. I have no idea why. Might be my crappy-ass Wi-Fi. DN. So, Cashberry is going a very meta draft here. It looks a lot like what I would draft, except Serm, because number one, she's a roach and I want her to die. Number two, I don't have her. So, there's that big little factor there. Oh, hey, Tywin. I like Hello There's drafts, guys. A nice mix of interesting, scary, and toxic. I like it. I like it a lot. Hopefully both these guys have some things hidden up their sleeves for the finals, though. Ooh, Arbiter Vildred, always scary. He bans Destina, which is a smart play, I think. Arbiter is definitely the right ban here. The problem here, though, is the sustain. No sustain on Hello There's team, so a lot of it is going to come down to, can a Tywin lock this team down with Wanda? Because if you can't sustain, you gotta lock down to stop the damage from going out. And Serm has a target right on her, which I don't really think is that important. Nice 2-turn stun on Crow. This puts DN in a bad spot. Do you cleanse the stun right away? Actually, it doesn't matter, because she can S3 and cleanse it with the S2, but not if she gets stunned. She did not get stunned. Ooh, so now the defense buff will go up. But it pushes up the LQ. Does LQ go for the S3 or does S1 for the immunity? Because she can't kill anything on this board, I think. She S1s for the immunity. So here we go. I think DN will S3 into S2 because she should go before Crow anyway and be able to try and cleanse him. She might not catch the stun though. She does have decreased speed, though. Now S10A goes. This DN has effect resist. She won't be able to stun that, but he opts to stop the damage from Alencia, and I tend to agree with that move. Except for the fact that, no, maybe I don't agree with it, because DN's going to go up here and cleanse the Alencia anyway. There's no other debuffs. But to be fair, he was not going to be able to stun the DN anyway. Ooh! Wanda, not a good performance. So honestly, the deal breaker here was if Tywin stunned the DN, it could have went a very different way, and this LQ did not crit the S3. Not that it matters so much, because she couldn't one-shot him anyway. So I liked Hello There's draft. I thought it was fun and interesting, but it is getting picked apart here. With Wanda gone and his team on the ropes, and Cashberry just recovering at this point. I don't think there's anything that Hello There can do.
Let's go.
I think Dien Krau could 2v3 this if T-Cern and Valencia just killed themselves right now.
Shall we begin?
Tywin gets pushed back, and with the defense buff, there's no damage. It's not even break this barrier. Yep. Didn't break Dien's barrier. Hello There's having some issues with crit. He's going to show us his heroes after they're all going to have 99% crit, but so far they're just not critting. ML Tywin did not burn his S3 the first time he used it, so it's off cooldown for... Oh no, it's up! Is it up? Am I imagining that? Well, I have no idea. But it's irrelevant, because he's dead-deado. T-Cern the cockroach comes and cleans up. R and L T-Cern. Whap. And round one of the second round of the semifinals, that was kind of confusing, goes to Cashberry. Let's move on to the second match. Alright. Round two. Hello There is on the ropes. Cashberry is up 1-0. And I just realized that Cashberry is almost champion in RTA. Is he cheating here? This is a Challenger Cup, so we're going to have to investigate him because champion RTA is no joke. If you can do champion RTA, you can definitely do champion arena. And he is only 2 points shy. I did not catch that before. So we're going totally different now. A Lilibet first pick. I'm really rooting for Hello There. His drafts have been by far the most entertaining. The last one did not work out, clearly. But, they're very interesting. I'm on the edge of my seat right now. I want to know what's going on. Lilibet and ML Ken and LQ Charlotte. Certainly interesting. Doesn't look good. I don't think that makes any sense to me, but there's still 2 picks left. Maybe there's some big brain strategy going on here. But so far, that draft looks very questionable to me. Cashberry still looks right. I think Cashberry and Ludolf going to the finals is unsurprising because they're playing very meta. Both of them are playing very meta comp so far. And unfortunately, maybe things are meta for a reason, right guys? It just kinda works. Lilibet first pick, however, is most certainly not meta. And very confusing to me because no one's gonna expect Lilibet to get pre-banned, banned, picked, so it's something that's strange to lock in early. Cashberry continues with the very meta picks. SSB comes out, and Lilius. Honestly, I think Cashberry has this one in the bag because I really do not understand this draft from Hello There. I was kind of expecting like a Sinful Angie and a Rose or something to be the next 2 picks from his side, because then it makes kind of sense, you know? But here, I don't think the LQ was really that fast. Like, how are they going to get a turn before the damage mitigation goes up? So the Dizzy ban is unsurprising. Cashberry bans LQ. Which makes a lot of sense because Valencia is going to do work on SSB, so you don't really need to ban SSB. Look at this speed tuning. MLK, Seaside, and Lilibet are all really slow. So again, Cashberry's gonna get up his defense buff, his DN Estery, all the damage mitigation is gonna go up before Hello There even gets a turn, and Lilibet is already erased. Here comes the defense buff, and Alemsias is so tanky, guys. Like she's about to eat an SSB counter and an MLK counter. Oh no, she didn't even crit the MLK, but she'll be fine.
I believe this is what the gods
And you know, sometimes when you see the draft phase, you know when the match is already over. This was one of those times. It was already over. There is nothing that this team could have done against this draft. And K-Ron still has the immunity because that Lilibet did absolutely nothing.
Let's advance together.
So now the barrier, I assume, will go up, but he doesn't even really need to be honest. I think he's thinking about, does he just attack? I would just barrier, why not? Who cares if you heal K-Ron a little bit? He'll do a little less damage, it's no big deal. He should still be able to one-shot an MLK pretty easily. 15k HP MLK, but no defense buff. And he ate encounter, so yeah, K-Ron's gonna erase him right now. Lilius can't do a damn thing about it, she can't provoke him, can't attack him. MLK is dead-deado. But MLK hits pretty hard though. But not for long. He's dead. 100% he is a goner. So there we go, it is a Portrait K-Ron, and looks like Cashberry is going to the finals. So alright, we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back, and let's see these two champions duke it out for the grand prize. Alright boys, welcome to the grand finals. Cashberry versus Ludolf. Very similar styles of play, very meta players with stacked ML5s. Let's see who takes that Leaf pack home so they can win the reward / punishment of having even more energy to grind hunts. So even the loser is a winner here. So let's see what they pre-bet. And another thing to note is we were wondering why the hell Hello There first picked Lilibet. He misclicked it. So that answers all the questions right there. But hey, in Squirrel Land, mistakes have consequences. So no redos. He has to suffer his fate. But at least we know there was no weird big brain thinking behind it. He literally just clicked it by accident. So that explains that. Ruel and Serm get banned out. Again, they're watching each other's matches, so they have that information. He just saw Cashberry slice and dice people up with Serm, and he was like, I ain't having any of that. Blaze Dingo, ugh, don't pick that. I don't even want to see that. What the hell's wrong with his eyes? Get him out of here. Big, stupid golden glove. You don't know anything about boxing, Blaze Dingo. Cashberry's really thinking here. A Lilius first pick. Oh. So Lilius is not a common first pick unless you're going Dizzy. So if you see a Lilius early pick, expect a Dizzy to go behind it because much like that one guy who picked Rowana before taking SSB, he's just trying to cover the counters.
I'll show you how I do.
Ooh, ML Crow. He might have to ban that if he's going to go Dizzy. Unless his Dizzy is Violin. I don't think I've seen Cashberry use Dizzy. It's entirely possible that he did, but I can't remember jack. I'm not making that stuff up. I really do have a terrible short-term memory. I don't even remember if these people are the right people to be playing in the finals, to be honest, but no one corrected me, so I'm assuming I did it right here. Arbiter Vildred comes out. I think I like Ludolf's draft better here, guys, because honestly, Cashberry already has two big threats. If he lets ML Crow through, Dizzy is nullified. If he lets Arbiter through, he has no sustain so far, but bam! Blood Moon Haste covers one of those two problems. Let's see. Does everyone have BMH except me? Or is this the same guy who's been picking him before? I don't know. Find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. SSB. Very strong pick against Dizzy. Hopefully she is on immunity. And if she is and the Dizzy's faster, SSB is going to go kind of nuts in the opener here. And he covers the pick with Rowana. What do you do here? Well, I think Cashberry should let Rowana through. The real debate here is, do you ban the Arbiter or the ML Crow? Ugh. Yeah, Ludolf's draft is better here, guys, I think, because he bans SSB. I guess he wouldn't ban Arbiter. I was wrong about that because he picked Blood Moon Haste, but if he's planning on utilizing Dizzy and ML Crow, I hope that's a speed Dizzy, because ML Crows are usually built around 200 to 220. If ML Crow goes first, that Dizzy is gonna do nothing this entire match, guys. So either she's on Yell's Violin and she could start turn 2 debuffing, or she's just gonna be a cancerous skank that does nothing. BMH gets banned out and Arbiter is through. So luckily it is a speed Dizzy, but 2 of them are on immunity. She nullifies Arbiter a little bit here. But now the immunity is gonna come through for the whole team. Alright, so I don't know what Cashberry can really do here. I honestly don't. Does he just try to kill the Arbiter as quickly as possible? He's gonna eat it to the face, and his team simply does not have enough damage to get through Alencia, ML Crow, and Rowana, so I think he's just gonna get grinded down, and I don't think ML Ken can solo this team either. So my prediction here is Ludolf is going to kill Cashberry, and the only thing he might lose is Arbiter. I predict that ML Crow, Alencia, and Rowana will make it through this match. Does go for Arbiter. Should get the kill here. It's a pretty hard-hitting Arbiter, actually. He does opt to S3, so Arbiter is going to die here. But Dizzy goes down. And now I'm assuming he doesn't even have to put the revive buff up, to be honest. He could just save it if he wants to heal. They don't have any unhealable buffs, but he does elect to do it anyway. I mean, I don't know how much effect resist his team has, but they do have immunity for now, so they don't have to worry about defense break from ML Ken. ML Ken's going to reduce ML Crow's duration. And Kayron's going to do the same starting soon once he starts S1 spamming.
It takes a lot of courage.
The miss is finally off Crow. Wait a minute, why does Crow have attack buff? Is he on JFA? He must be on JFA, unless I don't know something about his kit. Missed on Kayron. I was watching for that inevitable Kayron strip. Does proc the immortality. ML Crow has defense buff, revive buff. In fact, all of them have defense buff, revive buff, so he can't kill Rowana or Alencia. Can he kill the ML Crow? I don't even think he could kill that. But even if he does, they're going to come right back. So he opts to just S1 knowing that he can't extend his immortality anyway. Which honestly was the correct play, but an irrelevant play because, again, much as I predicted, Ludolf was going to make it through with these 3 heroes, Arbiter would die, but Cashberry's draft just did not have enough damage. This is the problem with bringing ML Ken. You almost always have a damage problem, especially since they have all single target heroes here except Arbiter, And ML Crow's AoE can't crit, so you're not going to eat a fat ML Ken counter from ML Crow. So Lilius is going to die here. Now the only way this works out is if ML Ken gets crit every single time and he could sustain himself. But if Lilius eats a counter and survives and gets Mind's Eye, she can actually one-shot ML Ken with the Mind's Eye easily.
All systems online.
Ludolf opts to burn the S3. I don't actually know why, because it's going to take him forever to reset that. I think it would have been better to save the burn to guarantee the defense break from Alencia and try to just blow him up, but he might actually just die right here. Ooh, the dual attack! The defense break did land, so round 1 goes to Ludolf. And remember, this is a best of 3, so Ludolf might take it all in this match coming up next. Alright, second match of the finals. Let's go. Ludolf is up 1-0. Can Cashberry take game 2 and make this a real nail-biter? Let's find out. Again, these two have pretty standard drafts, in my opinion, although I think a lot of the players in this tournament have actually valued ML Ken much more highly than I do. I honestly think he's fairly useless in RTA as an early pick. If the other team goes a lot of AoE heroes, he's actually a very solid like 4th or 5th pick, but he's only good in certain situations. Like, you don't want to just take him early because his damage output is freaking horrendous because they're all built slow. It's hard to make him tanky and still give him high crit and high damage. He's too hard to build. And a lot of RTA comes to damage output, and if ML Ken is not being attacked, he just doesn't have enough of it, and he just gets ignored, and by the time they actually need to kill him, Battle Frenzy is usually so high that even like weaker end bruisers just one-shot him.
Oh well.
Cashberry takes Arbiter and Blood Moon Haste. I don't know if... Did Ludolf pick Blood Moon Haste at any point? If so, then it makes sense. If not, then... Blood Moon Haste is a kind of hero that... He is a lot like Rowana. He's going to dominate certain heroes, dominate certain drafts, and be next to useless in others. If Ludolf does not pick a Reviver, BMH does nothing. He's going to do his S3 once, do a little bit of damage, and then just spam S1. So, if I'm in Ludolf's shoes here, I'm thinking already, I'm going to ban Arbiter, let BMH through, and I'm not going to draft any Revivers, and if you look here, he pre-banned Ruel anyway, so what is the BMH pick? Now, all of my criticism there is discounted if Ludolf has picked BMH before, but I don't remember that. I'm not going to remember any of the heroes any of these people have. That's just how it is. Basar. Now, this pick I like. Basar... Ludolf has to ban Basar so far with this draft. Destroys Alencia, destroys FCC, destroys ML Crow. These are the kind of picks that can make your own picks easier. If he didn't have BMH and had an actual decent damage dealer, I would love this draft so far. But at this point, Ludolf's draft is simply to ban Basar and let everything else through. Because Arbiter is not going to be too scary into this draft. Ludolf's team is very, very tanky. Very tanky. If I was Ludolf, I don't even know. Just if he has, like, you could just pick a Momo. Just pick any Soul Weaver and another Knight or something, or SSB, something like that. Maybe not SSB because you don't want to run into Rowana, because you really do need to ban that Basar.
Know your place.
Spectre Tenebria. I don't know how I feel about Spectre Tenebria, because I think he really needs to let the Arbiter through. But he does have FCC there, and ML Crow. If it's a decently tanky S10A, she should be fine. The thing is, Cashberry could draft another AoE attacker here, And the thing is, I think Ludolf is really pigeonholed into having to ban Bassar. If he does not ban Bassar, I think he loses, actually. So I think it's a guaranteed Bassar ban. Cashberry opts to ban ML Crowd, which makes sense, because if I was in Cashberry's shoes, I'd assume he's going to ban Bassar and want to get rid of the immunity. But is Ludolf trying to big brain this? Does he know that the Bassar ban is so obvious that he's going to be tricky and ban something else? He bans Arbiter. He does, he's big braining it. But the thing is, I still don't think that's a great decision. We'll see. Because Bassar and Dizzy are going to go apeshit now and just, if it's on Abyssal, if any of those are on Abyssal, and, you know, he's going to be blinded, weaken attack, decrease speed. And if either of them are on Violin, Violet's in big trouble here, too. So I think, I don't know, I think Bassar is still too dangerous to Ludolf's team, but let's see what happens. Maybe Riolet, since Riolet can dodge with the speed tuning, maybe he's just planning on picking them off one by one and praying that Riolet dodges. But Riolet's not on immunity, actually, so he can very likely miss, or even if he hits, not one-shot something here, because he can get weaken attack.
Whose turn is it today?
Was that a Violin? Oh! Riolet lost evasion buff. This is what I mean. This team is about to get locked down hard. Valencia does go, but again, she can't put up the defense buff. She could get some damage out. She didn't get blinded or weakened attacked, actually, so she can get some damage out here. But then what? Goes on Bassar. No defense break. No crits either. So not that much damage went out here. Does he S3 and try to deal with Riolet right away?
Is that all you're capable of?
Does Riolet the target? It sure is. Didn't do a whole lot of damage. But that did, and now Riolet is dead deado, so I think we might... Again, I really think Ludolf had to ban that Bassar. If he banned the Bassar, the Dizzy would still get through and annoy the crap out of him, but Alencia would still be able to get the defense buff up. And I think he might have been able to just tank it out and just... Because Cashberry's team does not have any healing outside of Blood Moon Haste S3, does not have any perpetual barriers. But to be fair, no matter what, he was going to have a tough match here with the way the draft worked, but Cashberry's exact team is the kind of team I hate dealing with. Like these debuff control teams, look at this. Two of them are stunned, he's just getting grinded down. And he has no mitigation because he can't get any of his great defensive buffs up. Like the unbuffable completely nullifies Alencia, completely nullifies FCC. If ML Crow got through, it completely nullifies him. I mean, just very dangerous. Alright. More stuns, not that it matters. They're going to break free here. The one saving grace, not that it matters, is Alencia resisted pretty much everything from Dizzy. Some big damage coming out from Alencia here, even with the attack down. Dizzy is actually getting very low. Continues to work on this FCC. Cashberry is thinking here, and he burns the S3. So Ludolf just gets controlled to death here. They're all going to get pushed back except Alencia. Can Alencia 1v4 this? Because that's really what it's going to come down to here. Now they're going to start beating on her, and she has blind debuff up.
Step back. Allies.
This team really has, like, no crit chance, though, apparently. Okay, and I think Bassar has his S3 again, right? He does! Look at this control! Ludolf is just getting locked the hell down. Alencia finally gets a turn, but, he's gotta know. He's gotta know. He can't do anything here. Dizzy is gonna go down. But Alencia has no sustain, and he does yield. He knows it's over. So we are going to a round 3. I'm really happy that happened. It's down to the wire, boys. Here we go. Last match of the grand finals. Ludolf, Cashberry, 1-1. The winner of this match takes the grand prize home. It's just a leaf pack, but it's better than nothing. So here we go. Let's see what gets pre-banned now. Cashberry mixed it up, had a questionable first draft in his first match, but has he figured out Ludolf with his lockdown cup? Ludolf could not do anything last match, but Ludolf has shown himself to be a pretty sly individual, so let's see how he adjusts his strategy accordingly. Still goes for the Serm ban. So far same as last match. I believe it was a Ruel first ban as well. Hopefully Cashberry does not pick Blood Moon Haste. Like, Blood Moon Haste, I don't know. I don't think he did anything there. I think he would have won 3v4 there. I don't think the Blood Moon Haste actually did much. Did get some damage out on the Riolet in the beginning, but anyone could have done that. Let's see. Ludolf takes Alencia again. Ludolf values Alencia very highly, and Cashberry goes for Basar again. Oh. I wonder if Ludolf will ban Basar this time. Cashberry saying Basar hosed you last time. We're gonna bring it right back. Ludolf is quaking in his boots or sneakers or sandals, or I guess it doesn't apply if he's not wearing shoes, but I don't know. What shoes you wearing, bro? I have no idea.
Are you prepared?
FCC. Ooh. So, drafting is about information. I could be wrong, obviously, because Ludolf tried to big brain the last one, but to me, if I picked Basar, and you're picking more heroes after that are hard countered by Basar, Rwana is also countered by Basar, you are telling me that you intend to ban Basar, and I could continue to draft accordingly. Ludolf has picked 3 heroes that are completely neutered by Basar, and we see Blood Moon Haste again. Why? I guess the Rwana's on the board, and I guess it kind of makes sense this time, but if Basar gets through, the revive buff's not going to get up anyway, but no, actually, this might be a very excellent pick. I take that back. This is a smart play. You know why? Because if Ludolf bans Basar, then his whole... if he bans Basar, then BMH is going to be able to abuse the revive. If he doesn't ban Basar, Basar neuters all 3 of his picks so far. The one problem with the BMH pick, though, is if he bans Basar, Ludolf's draft is so tanky anyway that they may be able to survive the first 2 rounds of whatever without dying anyway, so I don't know how much it matters, but we'll see. So the Rwana pick was to cover an SSB pick, and Ambitious Tywin comes out. Now we get interesting, because Ambitious Tywin obviously counters Basar. Well, at least the S3. So again, when drafts are like this, it really comes down to the ban phase. Both of them are going to be mind gaming each other. The match, a lot of matches, what some beginners don't understand is when you get to top end, it's decided right here. It's not during the match. Who's going to win is decided right here. Because they're both trying to figure out what the other guy's going to ban, and they've both done a pretty reasonable job of presenting bad options. I mean, for Ludolf, I think he bans Basar or BMH, I think, and here he bans, I don't know, Ambitious Tywin's a high priority, I think. Rwana, you'd probably let through, or SSB or Ambitious Tywin. Charles? He lets the Basar through again? Why Charles? What does the Charles do? Okay, I was wrong. He banned Charles.
Do you know who I am?
I think this is just going to be a soul burn S3 again.
To put an end
He's this is what I mean. This was just maybe Ludolf was thinking he wouldn't ban the A Tywin, and then he would let Basar through and it wouldn't be a big deal. But A Tywin didn't get through, and now he has the same problem as last game. His entire team is unbuffable. His entire team is blind. And FCC and Rowana and Alencia are now effectively completely useless. So is Cashberry about to take the championship here? If I was Ludolf and I ran into this draft and saw these picks, I would assume I have no chance. But let's see if Ludolf can bring out some crazy magic here. He can heal with Rowana. He can't revive, but he might have to heal anyway. He does elect to heal.
Free you from despair.
Now he has a blind debuff though, but if he got unhealable and unbuffable on all of them, he could stop. Actually, the BMH, no one's reviving anyway, so nothing to stop actually from BMH. Alright. SSB is thinking. He's thinking if he S3s and kills... Oh no, it's FCC's turn, I'm an idiot. Alright, so he's going to do this because he's going to proc a revenge from SSB anyway.
Too late to back out now.
Arbiter's dead. No greater attack. But the blind will be refreshed. FCC's about to die here. And Apoc Ravi didn't S3, so even if he kills something here, he could bring it right back. Because that FCC and SSB are both really low, and they have unbuffable, no barrier, no nothing's going to save them here. Dual attack! Basar wrecks Alenciasaur because it blocks a defense spot, but the bigger thing is can't get Mind's Eye, and that is huge. What does he go for? Does he... I don't think he can kill FCC, actually. If he crits, maybe. Oh, he did kill it. Alright. SSB is going to go down next. No Alexa's proc again.
I'll deal with this.
I don't think he has 3s here, because he wants to save it. Ooh. And as expected, this draft, that Basar, the Basar was Ludolf's kryptonite. Basar is just such a talker. And here's the greater attack. Blam. Wait, that's a proof of valor, Alencia. That's interesting. Oh, and the dual attack! Oh, it is game over. Is he going to go for the highlight wheel finish with the S3? He does! For the glory! Blah, 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 blah. And we have our champion of the inaugural Squirrel Cup, Cashberry Marie. So congratulations, Cashberry. You win a Leaf Pack, $30. And these were some surprisingly fun matches. And here we go, guys. Basar from Ludolf. Basar was the MVP of those finals for sure. Still a very toxic hero. So anyways, that was the inaugural Squirrel Cup, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll try my best to do more of these in the future. I would love to do them. My schedule is real tough, guys. Otherwise, I would have done them earlier. And but make sure you like and subscribe if you want to see more of this. In the future, we'll have more fun rules like waifus only, husbandos only, etc. And thanks again for watching. Thanks for participating to everyone who fought in this tournament. Until next time, boys. Peace out.